Everyone, welcome to Inside the AI. I'm your host, the Data Doc, and today I'm going to show you how to take this website, which is Redfin, extract all the information that is posted about this house, and then send you an email, track all the information, and tell you if this is an investable property or if this is something you're interested in purchasing. The end result of what you will get from this product on an email, which you can modify this, is a report which gives you a comprehensive real estate analysis for 5814 in Chicago. And this tells you if the property is investable, the details of the property, the overview, how much it costs, the bedrooms, financial property, the property features, market analysis, financial details, and investment recommendations. Again, this is not investment advice, but this is a way to track this. Along with this, what will end up happening is this will update our tracker so that we know the houses and all the information for the house, all in the click of a button. The way we do this is using this workflow right here, which is in my school community, linked in the description below. But essentially what I have to do is just hit test workflow, and we'll see the information pass. This information hits Bright Data. It's an API. It hits our basic LLM chain, which is going to extract the HTML, and then we're going to convert the HTML and turn it into structured data in these two nodes. Once this is complete, this is going to move to a merge node, which brings all of that data together in one location, and that information is going to be passed through an aggregator. That information will then be passed to our Google Sheets, which updates our sheet. It gets passed to our binary extractor, which gets sent to our disk. And then we have a webhook, which will get sent to our website. And then that information is passed to Gmail, and it emails you the results. Now, there are different methods of completing this, but I just wanted you to have a tracker. I wanted you to have where you can store it on your disk, and then you can publish it to your website or wherever you would like with this webhook. So now let's move over to my email and see the report that was sent in. So here's the report. It just came in. And now we have the information at the top, the day the report was made, the investment recommendation, the property overview, features, and much like the other one. So if this is something you're interested, please give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. You can purchase in my school community for $9, but if you want to save the $9, next, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide of how to build this out and what is happening at each location. So now what we're going to do is talk through what's happening at each node, and then I'll give you a step-by-step guide. The first node is an edit node, and it's going to grab the URL from Redfin. You can put any URL that is a property type of URL. The next thing is the zone and the web locker. So what this is this is what is created in Bright Data. So I'll show you how to set that up later in the tutorial. The next thing is the HTTP to Bright Data. You have to set up your authentication, which is relatively easy. You go down, and this is going to pass through the information. And on the backside, you have information that is passed through the blockchain. So now this information from the HTML is pulled in as data, and then it's output as HTML. Then the information is then passed through our extractor, and now it has some more information that is pulled out. We have a JSON that passes through some more information. All of that is merged, and then it's emailed out. We have a few code nodes over here, and these code nodes, what these produce is these produce the final result. So that final result of the email is going to send you in that structured manner. So this one will reformat this information into that digestible report for you that then gets sent as an email in HTML. So if you find value in this video, please like and subscribe. Now stay tuned for the step-by-step walkthrough of how to set this entire thing up. So when you enter your n8n environment, you'll go here, you'll land on this page. You want to just click in the right at the top, create a workflow. This is going to enter you a new environment. So to start this workflow out, what you want to do is enter your n8n environment. And then you want to go and always rename this. So the first thing I'm going to do is name this real estate agent video. And then I'll know to delete this. Once I do that, you always have to start with a trigger. So with an n8n, you want to start with a trigger which starts this. There's a couple different ways you can do it. But in this scenario, what we're going to do is we're going to enter a test environment. So I'm going to enter a manual trigger. If you want to make this a custom way, comment in the video and I will edit it for you and send it to you for completely free. So the first thing we want to do to start this workflow after we've added a trigger is add a edit fields. So now we add the edit fields. And the easiest thing you do to edit the field is just click this button right here. What this is going to do is it's going to allow us to add the URL of the site that you want to access. So there are many different ways you can do this. I did it this way so that this can be easily editable for you. So here you would put the URL. So now the URL is here. Once we do that, we need to write in one more thing. And the thing we need to write in is the zone. And this will make sense with the next node because this is going to get passed through. What this is doing is much like a vector database or something of that sort. This is going to be the name, the environment we access in the next node. So what the zone is and what the web locker one is, this is the information from your Bright data. So if I go to the Bright data website, which in the next node you will do an API call to, you see here we have web unlocker 1, and then this is how much that I've spent, and this is the information. When I click this open, now this is the information from inside of that. We can see that I've had an API call yesterday as I was testing this out, and this is the information. So basically this is the environment you set up, so it has to match this right here. So you can rename this whatever you would like, but it must match Bright Data's proxy environment right here with this name. Because this is going to be passed through to call that API call. And so once we have this completed, those are the two things we need. The next thing we're going to do is an HTTP request. And inside of this HTTP request, we're going to send a GET request. We're going to send a POST request, and we're going to post this URL. Once we do that, we need to authenticate. So we're going to do a generic authentication and a header authentication. And so mine is already connected, but when you do this, you want to create a new one, put authorization. And here you want to put bearer. Let me put this in as an expression so you can see with a space, and then your API key. And what this does is when you go back to Bright Data, you click here and you get your API key. It's going to be you can easily get it from your settings feature. And when you go to your settings, you have your API key right here. You click on it and then you can download your API key. You paste that there, and then that will set up your authentication. That's completed. You can go down and send the body. Body is going to be sent just like this right here. You don't need to change any of the top two. You need to change the top one to zone. And then the bottom one the value needs to be an expression. And here's the expression right here. JSON zone. And then we got a couple more to do. So now we're going to do name. It's going to be the URL. This is going to be passed through from the other edit node. And it's going to tell it which URL to access. And then last, we have the data format and markdown. This is going to be the markdown information that gets passed through. And now with this completed, we can close this one out. It will save, and this is completed. So now we are halfway there. So this is going to produce HTML. So what we need to do is we need to send a basic LLM. So we need to click OpenAI. So what we need to do is we need to type in chain here. And this will give us a couple of different chains that we need to do. This will give us a couple different chains we have. What I'm looking for is basic LLM chain. Sure. And then I need to change this right here. This is going to be changed to define below, and we're going to give it a system prompt. And here's the prompt right here. I will give you an opportunity to take a screenshot of it. Now here's your opportunity. You can take a screenshot and rewrite it. But essentially we're telling it you are a data processing assistant that converts markdown content to web scraping and to clean readable text. Your task, remove all markdowns, and it goes through the information of what it needs to do. This is the data that's passed through from the output of the HTTP request, and this will turn the markdown into text. So this is red right here. That means it needs a model. So we're going to add OpenAI's model, and then it is completed. This will turn not red anymore, and we can run to the next one. The next thing we need is two nodes. We need an extractor node. So this is going to be an information extractor. I'm going to close this out because I need two of them. I'm going to copy it and then paste it. And then what this can do is it can go down here. It can be connected, and we'll work off the top one. This top one is going to be the review information. So we're going to rename this so we know what it's called. And this is going to be review data. Rename this. We'll give it a text. So the text that it needs is going to be this right here. I'll give you an opportunity to screenshot it. It does need to be an expression, but essentially it says extract all the reviews from the provided content. So this will get you the reviews of the content. Then we can change this to generic from JSON, and then we'll paste in this JSON that is made. So here's the JSON. You can take a screenshot, but this is going to get you the reviews. It's going to get you how it looks and the ratings. Now this is red because we do need a model for this one. The model essentially executes the task for it. And now we're on to the next one. This is completed. So now we need to do the bottom one, and this is going to structure the information. So this one's going to be called structure data. We'll rename this. And then what this is going to be is the first one is going to be the description of what it's doing. So here we have extract structured data from the provided content. So now this is going to extract the data. Now we change this to JSON again. And then we send this through right here. Here's your information. You can take a screenshot and rewrite it. But this is going to extract all the information in this method so that we can leave it structured. Now, if you do want other information, just put it, all you'd have to do is add a new line. So you can just click this enter in the middle. You can put parentheses and then write in what you want. But since we don't, this is what we're going to, but this is basically the basic information you need. So with this completed, we are done. We need to add a model for it. And now this is completed. So now the next thing we're going to do is these. So what's happened is this information has went up to the top and some information has went down to the bottom. I put another node here. It's going to only process one at a time. So to get around this, we need to use one of the features that are in n8n, which is called the merge. And what this does is it takes it takes these two pieces of data and puts them together to produce one. Now, if you go here, you can open this and you can go up to 10 things. So if I click 10, it's going to give me 10 inputs. I can merge up to 10 things together. I only need 2. So we'll go back down, add 2. And now this can get connected here. And now this is getting these 2 and putting out 1. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to aggregate the data. So what this is going to do is it's going to combine the data together. And so now we have in all items and data, and then this will all stay the same. And now this is completed. That's all you have to do for this one. Now, the next one we're going to do is we're going to send 3 routes. The first route is going to be a Google Sheet. And this Google Sheet is going to be a append and update a row. So now what we're doing is we've gathered the information, we've synthesized it, we've cleaned it, and now we have it organized the way we need it. So now we need to call the Google Sheet, which is real estate tracker. We need to call the sheet that it's in. So to talk through what this is happening is this Google Sheet is going to the real estate tracker, which is the title of the sheet. We have here, it's going to real estate tracker. It's accessing sheet 1 here. So when I go back, it's accessing sheet 1. If you had multiple sheets, you would have to select which one you wanted. And then we're manually mapping this. What this means is we need to find a column that the Google Sheet can match to see which one it needs to update. So what that means is Google Sheet has access to this, goes to Sheets, and now it's reading the rows of information to match which column it's going to match to. So you don't want to do the name, you don't want to do the home type. You need to pick something that is very unique to this property. So what I did was I did the address because there's no 2 addresses that are the same. There's everything else is similar. So to keep going, I'm going to add in these expressions here. So the first expression is listed here. And these are all dragged from prior node. So now what these are doing is this is updating the address. This is updating the seller. And each one is updating a piece of the information. You can take screenshots so you can rewrite these. I will hold here while I'm writing this. I'm updating this. And you can So I need to take a step back for a second. So as I started filling this out, I noticed you have to match the column. So you have to select which one you need to match. So I want to select the address. Once I do that, then I can keep going. So now you match all of those and you move on to the next one. So now this is completed. We'll update the information just like this. And this is telling you the site it's coming from. So the next one we're going to do is an HTTP request. And what this is doing is it's going to be sending information. Excuse me, it's going to be getting information. What you need to do is you need to change this to whatever you would like it to be. So copy your URL and paste it here. And this is what you can send it to. This is actually a webhook of a website. So essentially, if you've created another website, you have a webhook in there, you can put that URL here and it will update it for you. We want to send the body, and that body will be the JSON. And then what we want to do is send a summary. Essentially, what this is going to do is send a summary of information to this so that you can be posting it at your website. So this is good for any realtor who's trying to sell property. So now this one is completed. We can move to the next one. The next one and the last one is the OpenAI. What this is going to do is it's going to create an email. So we need to message a model. The model we need to message is the model we need to message is 4.0. So 4.0, select that one, and then you can go to prompts and we can update our prompt. So now here is our prompt that we're going to do. It's going to be an expression and I'll show you it. You can take a screenshot of this and then I'll scroll down and take another screenshot. And essentially what it's doing is it's going to be a real estate data analyst. It's going to analyze and summarize and provide real estate information in comprehensive structured summaries. It's going to be direct and concise, and it's going to give you all this information. Once we have that updated, we want to make sure this is a user and this node is completed. With this complete, we can send a normal email, but we're not going to. We're going to make it a little pretty and we're going to send a code node. So now this code node is going to structure this and make this email a little more pretty. So now if I take this, I paste it in here and just take a screenshot of this and then paste it in. And this is the top and the bottom. And then we're going to make the HTML one. So now this has turned that into actionable information. The next node is going to clean it up and make the actual report. So you can do this for a newsletter. You can do this for many different things. This is a longer code. So I'll give you some opportunities to take screenshots. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the last one. And now with this completed, we need to send it to whatever you want to do. You can do Gmail, you can do Microsoft. Look, just send a message. And now there are some things you need to set up here. You need to set up your Google account. You want to have this as a send a message. And so now this right here is important to know. I put my email here so that we have a email to send to. What you need to do is you need to change this to the expression in the beginning. So whoever puts that email in will be the email that should be processed here. This can change to the subject in the email that was sent through from OpenAI. It has to be an expression. And since we're sending like a newsletter type, we want to send it as an HTML. So now we've sent this through. This is an expression. And now this is completed. So now if I zoom out, this is the entire workflow. So now I can go to Redfin. I can click any of these properties. Let's check this one out. I can copy this. I can put it into my workflow. Let me unpin this right here. I can save it. Now I can test this workflow out. So now this is working. It's access bright data. It's going to synthesize that information and it should send us an email. Now this is processing this information. As I do that, I have a drink of coffee. That's updated my sheets. Let's make sure this has been updated. So now we do have it updated. We have the name of the real estate company, where it is, and all the information right here. And I can see this is a pretty nice property. Let me go back. It sent the email. Now that I come back, I can see that we have everything updated and the email has been sent. When I go to my email, I can see it has been sent. The bottom line, the property is right here. Now we have the information here. So now this was completed. So if you find value in this video, thanks for watching. I appreciate you giving me a like and subscribe. Add some comments to let me know what you would like me to work on, because I can work on these for free, send them to you, and then make a video about it. Thanks. I'm the Data Doc. Bye-bye.